to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. We're here at the Bermondsey Boxing Club. Media workout, Daniel Dubois. Less than 2 weeks to go now. Don Charles, how are you, mate?
I'm feeling great as always. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. We're just talking off camera. I feel like we see a little bit of a different Daniel Dubois today. He seems fired up, he seems ready to go. Surely that can only be a good thing heading into what will be the biggest night of his career in Saturday week.
Most definitely. You know, we had a very successful, fruitful camp, and it was a happy camp. Hence why you're seeing him quite chirpy, quite verbal. He was speaking a lot, and he's a happy kid. You know, happy kid.
Obviously, we had the media workout. You said that it's only a taster. You're getting the main course next Saturday. But what I did pick up on there, and obviously the other media members did, was your move around with him and your pad work with him. It was getting in tight, it was getting in close, a bit rough. And he said to me, yeah, that's what Don's been teaching me. So can we expect to see that sort of thing next Saturday?
Most definitely. It's no secret that how to be successful against Usyk. Don't try and box with Alexander Usyk. He's a masterful, majestical boxer. So it would be silly of us to go in there and try and box this guy. You need to box him in parts, but in majority of the parts, you need to fight this guy.
How has he been to work with? I think it's been about 15 weeks since you first linked up. Obviously taking him out to Spain, high altitude. How was Daniel as a character to work with?
His temperament is honestly pleasurable in the sense that people have different temperaments, and I enjoyed and loved. He's a good listener. If he's not sure, he will question, and it's down to the coach to break it down why I want him to do X, Y, Z. So it's been a joy to work with him. I love his temperament as a fighter, as a person and as a fighter.
Do you think this is a relationship between himself and yourself that will continue to grow and blossom no matter what the result is against Alexander Usyk?
Most definitely, most definitely. You know, obviously it's our first fight together, and what a fight to introduce ourselves. And if we can swim this one, it's a big ocean, this one, it's a massive ocean. And but if we intend to swim it.
Looking back at Alexander Usyk's previous fights at heavyweight, many people would look at the Derek Chisora performance as the one where he showed the most weaknesses, if that at all. But obviously you knowing Derek so well, how much have you looked into that fight in preparation for Daniels?
Well, you have to take references from it, not totally. There are remnants and sections of that fight where you could say, okay, if we take that, and Daniel's a totally different fighter to Derek Chisora. And also, if you take the round 9 of the second fight Anthony Joshua had with Usyk, if you take round 9, it's okay. There are remnants, like I said, you could piece together and then formulate it to how it would work for Daniel Dubois. So I don't pay too much attention to what other people are doing. You just got to try and get yourself to be the best you, and to instead of keep copying. Like I said, you take remnants of various things you see from fights that Usyk have had in the past, and then you piece it together and formulate it to suit. It's almost like a tailor making a suit for individuals. You tailor make it bespoke to suit the particular boxer.
Do you think too much has been said about Daniel's one punch? Everyone's got a puncher's chance, because it's evident the amount of power Daniel possesses in his hands, but it's about setting up the shots. It's about being an opportunity where he can land that devastating shot against Alexander Usyk, and is that what you're working towards?
That's one of the components, yeah. It's not just the only thing. It would be foolish to go there because we've been given a puncher's chance. Well, although they've given us a puncher's chance, that's actually more than I expected. The word is still a chance. So no matter how minute, how little that chance is, it's a chance. But we've worked on various things components that we intend on implementing on the night to be able to get the result that we want to get and expect to get.
You know the heavyweight division inside out. In the short amount of time you worked with Daniel Dubois, do you believe that he is up there as one of the best heavyweights in the world?
Well, he is. He is actually currently holding a WBA regular belt. So therefore, he's already a champion. We want to trade those belts or that belt in for the super belts. That's why we're here. So he's already a champion.
With that being said then, do you think people aren't giving Daniel the respect he deserves? As you say, he is a champion. He's worked his way through to get to this position. It isn't a voluntary defence, this isn't. This is a mandatory challenger.
Correct. It's whether people are given the respect he deserves or not. We're not really focusing on that. There is an opportunity here to make the doubters become believers, and that's what we intend on doing on the 26th of August in Poland.
Just away from the Dubois fight ever so slightly, did you watch Derek Chisora's fight against Gerald Washington over the weekend, and what did you make of it?
I've seen a few rounds in the sense that, because I was actually working that night with my other heavyweight, Harry Armstrong, who lost to Johnny Fisher. It was a very powerful performance from Johnny Fisher, may I add. It was very strong, too strong for my guy, physically too strong for my guy, it was a good for the neutrals. It was a good spectacle for the neutral. Two heavyweights going at it. Going back to Derek Chisora, no, I didn't actually see the fight. I've seen a couple of rounds, and it is what it is. And yeah, he won the fight because he was what I've been told by a lot of people. He was like typical Derek. He was pressing the fight right through from beginning to the end. So he was awarded the win.
You've been through all the ups and downs with Del for well over 10 years now. There's a lot of talk. Should he retire? Shouldn't he retire?
16 years.
Oh, exactly.
16 years.
16 years with a staple of British boxing for that amount of time. Do you think he should retire on a high?
No, Derek has a wish. He has a wish. His wish is to reach fight number 50. He's at presently, Saturday just gone was fight number 47. Right. Should he retire, should not? It depends on what level. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, he was allowed to get his wishes come through to reach the number 55. It depends on what level of opposition that he'll be fighting for the next 3 fights, for instance. No, I wouldn't stand here and say to you, that decision has to be made by Derek Chisora.
Finally then, Don, what prediction have you got for next Saturday? And have you got a message for Alexander Usyk if he's listening?
Yeah, listen, it's not a secret. We are ambitious. Daniel Dubois as a fighter is ambitious. As a coach, I am ambitious. I've got a very ambitious team, and we intend to go and dethrone this man who, I keep repeating it, there's a reason why I keep saying that this is a man who breathes oxygen and bleeds red blood. And he's a human being just like us. And we have to go there and do everything humanly possible to dethrone him on the 26th of August.
Don, thank you very much for being to IFL TV, and best of luck next Saturday with Daniel.
Thank you very much, and pleasure speaking to you also.
Thank you.
You to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,